Hey, good day to all of you. Yeah, today I want to talk about attitude is king in a conflict resolution. Now, conflict is a natural part of life, don't you think so? And almost impossible or can't always be avoided. Sometimes conflict has positive outcomes, at other times, negative. Now, when it comes to conflict, a lot, it really depends on your attitude. An unwillingness to resolve a conflict creates tension, frustration, worries, anxiety, and usually a lack of positive, constructive communication. But what is most important to managers to recognize is that unresolved conflict undermines your ability to effectively lead. When you fail to resolve a conflict, especially in your team, especially the individuals that involved in the conflict, as well as others who observe the conflict, you see, not only on your team, but the person who is involved in the conflict, as well as others from the outside looking, will lose respect to you. So it is almost impossible to be recognized as the leader when you are not being respected. So why are so many managers hesitant to lean into conflict? Some of the answers that I can conclude that I always have this, people like to throw the problem into the air. But in this case, they throw the conflict into the air and they hope that the conflict will resolve by itself. That's number one. Number two, fear. They are fearful of confronting the problem because they have always this feeling that when you confront the problem, it will make the situation worse. Number three, they have had bad experiences when discussing the topic with the person in the past. Number four, they don't think that the conflict is a big deal. Number five, they don't ask about topics or situations that they prefer not to know. And number six, they feel they can accomplish their goals and meet their needs by working around the conflict. Now, when I look back and how I analyze the situation, and it is exciting to see that the best way, okay, or rather one of the best leadership skill that is needed, all right, in leadership these days, all right, are people with the ability to solve problems and to resolve conflict. Don't you think it's true? So, therefore, a good leader, okay, must be seen clearly doing something that is different, all right, from their peers, all right, and from my work, with working with the different companies I'm at and working with the different individuals and different staff and colleagues, and some of the things that I learned from them, all right, on ways to resolve conflict is, number one, you must know the importance of attitude. That your attitude and belief will have a huge impact on your ability to resolve the conflict. Having confidence in yourself and believing that leaning into the conflict, you can improve the situation. And when the situation improves, it will benefit you as a leader. True? However, the opposite is also true. Lacking confidence in your abilities or having a negative attitude or vision will most likely create a negative income. Next, assume positive intent. Most of the time, when you develop a negative attitude about someone's role in a conflict, you assume that the individuals have a negative intent. Good leaders will assume the best about people. We always look at the best. We don't think, look at the negative. We lean into the conflict with the belief that the other individuals will also want to resolve the conflict, do the right thing, and improve the relationship. And it will help you to open up the dialogue to resolve the conflict. One of the things that you also need to do is don't complain. Take action. Often enough, we see people, all right, they keep complaining. Even as leaders, they keep lamenting, sighing, and complain about the people that they inherit, the people that, that they have, the bunch of staff, the bunch of colleagues. And once I heard a wise man, all right, he told me once, and I was like, really, really enlightened. He says, I don't complain anymore. He went on to add, he says, 80% of the people that I complain to don't actually care about my problem. Hear me. 80% of the people, because when you complain, you don't complain to no one in the air, right? You actually complain to someone. I'm not too sure. Maybe your spouse, your close friends, your network, all right? Or people in certain clique that you are with. 80% of them don't care. And the other 20% are actually happy that I am more miserable than they are. They are happy that you are in trouble. So complaining is almost always talking about things which you believe that you do not control or not able to control. So focusing your mind on what you can control, believe that you have the ability to positively impact the future. And then taking the necessary actions to resolve the conflict will make you the kind of leaders that people want to follow. Next, always be quick to apologize. One of the hardest things that I see people nowadays, they just don't want to apologize. All right? They want to stand on their principle because you feel that it is right and other people are wrong. Now, when you apologize, you actually take the target off your back, right? A great opening line to any conflict that you're involved, for example, I'm sorry about what happened. It turned into a conflict that was not my goal for my part in creating this situation. So I'm sorry. Simple. Unfortunately, right, as I've said, people's ego, so much so, they don't want or they do not want to apologize. This is an ability. You must learn this. When you lack the ability to apologize, I guarantee that this will motivate some people to keep shooting at the target on your back by pointing at your deficiencies. It means what your lack, right? You may not know, but to other people, it's your lack. You're not able to resolve the conflict that has actually contributed to that issue, to that problem, to that conflict. Because when you apologize, you remember what I said? You take off the target from your back. As long as you hold on to it, the target is there and people will keep shooting at you. Next, be quick, or rather be quick, really quick to forgive, or be the first one to forgive. Always remember this, forgiveness is a great healer. It heals in letting go of your anger. Do you realize that when you are angry, others are actually controlling you. You are letting other people controlling your emotion when you are angry. Why do you want to spoil your day? Just because someone says something to you? You know, meaning to say, you are letting them control you. We all know when someone is angry at their parents, for example, their spouse, their kids, their employees, or their boss, and they use the anger as the reason for where they are in life. You know why? They're angry. The situation, I'm like that because my boss is like that. My children are like that. My family is like that. My wife is like that. My husband is like that. So it sounds simple. Forgive. But actually it's so hard for many of you. For a lot of people. When you forgive and then you take action, you actually regain the control over your life again. Well, try that. Do that. Next, determine the benefits. The question every leader that needs to ask when faced with conflict is, what are the benefits of letting the conflict linger or stay on? Question mark. What are the benefits to you as a leader, or to the person, or to the individual that is involved in the conflict? To the team, to the customer, to the organization? Almost always you'll find that there are few, if any at all, benefit to allow the conflict to continue. And most of the time, resolving the conflict brings many benefits to anyone that is involved. Listen, most conflicts are created by people opening their mouth. Use your ears. This is a listening skill. As we tend to advance in our career, the more we excel and be promoted into senior positions, and some of you can even be owners of companies, entrepreneurs, you begin to open your mouth more than listening. You speak more than you listen. Use your ears more than your mouth. I'm telling myself this as well. Asking questions and have a genuine desire to better understand your counterpart, your staff, your colleagues, your bosses, your customers, their perspective that will help you in resolving the conflict. Since people like you so much better when you listen, many conflicts will resolve quickly. And when people communicate, listen, and truly understand. Next, stay calm. Simple. Stay calm. It's easy to stay calm when you have a positive attitude, when you have a positive vision, and you have a belief in yourself that you have the skills to get the conflict resolved. So basically, these are the few things that I would like to highlight, especially when you are in a conflict, when you're in a situation, having the right attitude, will solve the problem. That is why the title of this short little motivational talk, it's basically attitude is king. In this case, or in today's context, it will be in conflict, resolving conflict. Okay, I hope you have learned something from here. And always remember, when you're angry, you walk away, think about it, all right? And if you think, even if it's not really your fault or what, be the first one to apologize, be quick to forgive, listen, stay calm, and you will get the conflict resolved. All right? Once again, thank you for listening. All the best. Have a nice day.